Day with in-depth analysis from seasoned professionals. Start your day the right way on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
We started off every day at 6 a.m. on the morning Crossfire. Welcome to the front pages. It's time to tell you the bigger stories across the papers, what the papers are saying today. We'll do that for the next 25 minutes thereabout. And you can join this show right now by going to our Facebook page, Nigeria Info 99.3, and you can watch our live feed right there. Also on YouTube, Nigeria Info 99.3. If you'd like to join via WhatsApp, the number is 08095975805, 08095975805. Olojede joins me this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Wemimo.
Welcome to the
Interesting
show.
times, huh?
Oh, gosh.
All that happened yesterday
Oh, my
alone, huh?
goodness. Enough. It's a mouthful. I mean, we shouldn't have any other thing happening this week. It's just enough to spread around like butter.
Oh, my God.
Well, guys, if you're ready, let's start off with this. Daily Trust. Ganduje finally removes Sanusi. That's the biggest story anywhere, everywhere today. Appoints Bayero as new Kano Emir. Dethroned Emir resigns fate to Allah. Moved to local in Nasarawa State. Reminds me of his grandfather who went to Azare. I want to die on the throne. Sanusi, these people, they're reminding us of what he said in 2015.
Yeah.
Two dethroned Kano emirs in 57 years and from the same family.
Father.
Interesting.
Grandfather.
Vanguard, Emir Sanusi II dethroned, banished. While he was dethroned, Kano government appoints Aminu Adebayero, new emir. Police evicts Sanusi II from palace after brief house arrest. Must have been very dramatic. Kano assembly in a rowdy session over dethronement. ACF, Junaid, Mohammed Arawa youth leader, others react. Nasiru Adebayero, now new emir of, I can't see.
Kano, of course.
This looks, I don't know, B something.
It was of Bichi.
Yeah.
It was the emir of Bichi.
So, okay. No, I think Aminu Adebayero is not the emir of Kano, while Nasiru Adebayero is not the emir of Bichi. Okay, I think that's what they're trying to say. So if you wonder what his offense was, that's of Sanusi. There's a quote here on the Vanguard. The emir of Kano is in total disrespect of lawful instructions from the office of the state governor and other lawful authorities, including his refusal to attend official meetings. Remember, those meetings were set up like traps for him. They knew they were going to catch him there. And programs organized by the government without any justification, which amounts to total insubordination. Vanguard. Biggest story of The Guardian, the Kano royal crisis. And you found the outgoing emir and the incoming emir. The photos are here on the front page of The Guardian. Okay. And the quote here, section 11, subsection 1 of the Deposition Laws 1999 as amended, which empowers Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje to take the action. Okay, Daily Independent, the story is also here. Kano government appoints new emir of Kano, sends Sanusi on exile. I'm yet to understand why they must be banished after.
Because you can't have two captains in a boat.
In the boat, someone has to leave. It reminds me of Nollywood. Sanusi deposed, banished. As Bayero becomes emir, it must be a very sad day for Sanusi.
I can imagine.
Yes, I can imagine what he's thinking
He
about.
had always wanted to be emir.
Yeah.
And he eventually became an emir. So
he wanted to die there.
Yes. It's a very sad day for him.
And he has to then, imagine being escorted out of the palace by policemen after house arrest. It's been very
humiliating.
Demeaning. Yeah. He's guilty of disobedience and insubordination. Government, ACF call for calm. Bigger story also on the Punch. Ganduje dethrones, banishes Sanusi, appoints Adebayero's son new emir. Sanusi showed total disrespect for office of governor. Deposed monarch banished to Nasarawa. ACF calls for calm. Bigger story also on the Daily Sun. Shake up at Kano Emirates. Sanusi falls, banished. Oh gosh. I mean, I just really do feel for him.
Feel for him.
Yeah, I mean, these headlines are not helping either.
But the truth is, I don't know about you. What I'm surprised about is that it took this long to happen.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
we all saw it coming.
We all saw it coming. I had expected it would have happened much earlier. I'm still an African man. I'm not allowed to say a Yoruba proverb.
Then you interpret.
I will interpret. I will try to interpret. It's tough. You say, you see, it's like you have a parasite. There's a parasite that invades the bowels of a dog. It eventually kills the dog. But because it depends on the dog for his own survival,
once the dog dies,
it dies as well.
I never knew what Ikpa was.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So it's a warning to that parasite that be careful, you're killing the dog, but when you kill the dog, you're also going to die. So I'm now imagining that we now have a new emir. So most likely we will never have all those criticism again because nobody wants to remove again. So we won't have comments about things that are not going right in the society. No issue of child education. Nobody would dare say you shouldn't marry plenty wife if you cannot afford it. Maybe nobody will say we don't need a railway if the people who are going to enter it are not educated. So all those things might just be packed aside.
Then he talked about the quota system.
He talked about
he was very vocal.
You see, he confronted the establishment. Now, it's an irony because it's meant to be a part of that establishment. So it's like he was having his cake and eating it at the same time.
But if he then thinks that the system is not perfect, doesn't he have a right to challenge it? But let me go on a very quick break. The comments are pouring in. We're back in a moment, just after this. Well, let's give you more of the action right here on the front pages. The question I asked during the chit chat was, should a traditional ruler be vocal? Some people felt traditional rulers should just be at the background, just blend in, do anything you can do if possible. Remember, they also report to even local government chairman. So what can they really do? Others think, well, why not?
It's neither here nor there. As the custodian, if you remember, the press release was very firm on certain words. It said, more or less like a ran foul of the culture and religion of the people. Now, those were the same thing it was meant to be a custodian of.
But did it really run foul of culture and religion?
Yes. There are cultural issues. For example, you can send your daughter to go and represent you in an event in which there are men.
But
we're not talking of the right or wrong side of that comment. We're only saying that is the culture of the people. Now, for people like him who cannot, let me use the word, stand still, they can't watch those things go by. They not only vocalize them, they symbolize them.
Which is what he did.
That's what he did by sending that daughter there. That we need to get these girls educated.
And needed to show you how to do it.
I need to show you how to do it. I need to that it is possible for these girls to also stand on that podium.
Oh, but those men were embarrassed.
They were embarrassed. So those are the issues. Well, how this will play out, I don't know. I'm still worried about the use of word like banishment.
Yeah.
I'm also concerned that is it really not something worth challenging that I cannot feel free to stay in any part of my country?
Does the constitution, allow banishment within? Imagine if Sanusi challenges.
No, there will be challenge. I know there will be. There will be challenge. Even the dethronement in itself, it only told us what it did. It never told us about the response. Is that justice? Is justice about you did this, you did this? What about a response from that guy?
No need.
Do we have it?
No need.
Then there's a problem with that justice as well. So that's why I think there will still be some litigation here.
I can't wait to hear about it. I can't wait. I'll be itching right here. Okay, let me read some messages. To be very interesting. Okay, you'll be very. Oh yeah, join this at 8. Casualization. Yeah, amazing. You're sending comments about that already. Let's talk about that at 8 a.m. Okay. Some need the throne to become men. Some were already men before the throne. Some will be men with or without the throne. Oh,
lovely one.
Oh, shit, somebody. Olojede from Odolo. I love that. Can I steal it? I love it. Rafael Adegoke, I'm happy Sanusi was ousted because he was being wasteful of his potential sitting in the palace. He's too educated and talented to be wasting away as an emir. There's a lot of work out there for him to do. What an awkward system in a country that called itself the Giant of Africa. A very rotten political class having the powers to install and remove traditional rulers at will. Steve from Ijaniki, I'm trying to summarize because there are so many messages and we're just getting started. Okay, Sebastian, good morning, Wemimo. The rise and fall of Sanusi was as a result of him speaking the truth. What so happened was because he bit the hands that fed him. Did Ganduje feed him?
I'm not sure about
maybe Kwakwanso. I can only but imagine that what comes up ahead for him. People are already speculating that now he begins to have international speaking engagements.
If he wants
guy can hardly
they will line up to hear.
The guy's going to be shining all over the place.
That is the reality.
Now I feel like I wish I was him, but
but don't forget, what he wanted was to be emir.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
deep down.
Yeah.
And oh dear. Can they really dethrone the emir? You're still asking me. They just did. They just did. Aurora from Mayabo, they have bent one or two laws as they used to justify the dethronement for speaking the truth. This is why the northern leaders have deprived their people of education, so they can't challenge them and speak up. And sincerely, Sanusi challenged a lot of things.
It did.
Many people wouldn't like it. Emir Sanusi was not prepared for the opportunity of becoming an emir. Such position was not for activism. It's a father's role because it involves great wisdom. He was going against the ideology and culture of his people.
Fathers who watch their children rot away.
Right.
That is the kind of fathers we're talking about.
Right. I mean, don't talk. Just stay there.
Just stay there.
Pat them all on the
Enjoy
head.
the office. You know.
So you're not deposed.
And watch the children rot away.
Quite a pity Emir Sanusi had to go the way he did. You didn't tell me your name. Let me go to Twitter quickly. Emmanuel Hieme, what's that? Sanusi was too educated to be in the palace or not. It's not a good thing that Sanusi was removed and being treated like a common thief. Pitiful. We all shouldn't pretend. That's from Emmanuel Hieme. Suleiman Bidemi, we all shouldn't pretend not knowing what happened to Sanusi and the reasons he was ousted. He was a standalone man. Yes, he was that. Joy Forever, former Emir of Kano. Yeah, you have started using former.
It's former.
Oh God.
Or it deposed or the throne.
No.
Those are even disgraceful.
Let's stay with former. Those are worse. Former Emir of Kano, oh gosh, tried his best. He tried to modernize the institution and the owner of the culture they don't want to change. He contested with His Royal Majesty Adobayero. History never changed. It keeps on repeating itself. Does he have freedom to contest? He will be isolated. All right, let's talk about COVID-19 across all the papers today. Federal government confirms another case as Lagos State government names two that had contacts. I've been mentioning this name all morning. If you know them, please tell them to come forward. Finally, they're giving us their names. Buhari set up 12-man task force. Interestingly, they said their phone numbers and home addresses just can't be traced.
But people will know them.
Yeah, I hope so. Someone did say...
Unless they use a fake passport. Yeah, because, there are passport information as well.
During the chit-chat, I heard a lot of, ideas about this. Some people saying maybe they were planted, maybe it was deliberate. Why would they go to Italy and then come back and then just vanish? Were they planted? Were they sent by some countries who didn't like that Nigeria never had corona?
Conspiracy theories.
Yeah, we leave room for all of that. Italy shuts down in total lockdown. It's not total lockdown. Yesterday was just the northern region. As the whole of Italy, everybody stay put. As 1,600 cases recorded in one day. Gosh. That's really...
That's why people like Enwoluta and the Salami guy, we need to fish them out.
I don't think they're nice people. You're not... I don't know.
It's like a sabotage, honestly.
I don't know what you're thinking about, Impact of coronavirus on economy becoming severe, says CBN. Buhari constitutes committee to review 2020 budget. SGF chairs presidential task force to check virus. There's a presidential task force to check coronavirus. Like we always...
There are more serious issues about coronavirus than the presidential committee. yesterday, the news that actually woke me up before the Sanusi news came on board was the fact that oil price crash in early trading in Asia, because they start trading well ahead before we wake up, and it was like 30% slump in early morning trading. Well, you recovered a little bit and closed at about $34 per barrel. That is disastrous.
It is.
Now,
from our plan of over $57 per barrel. And we weren't even ever going to make up for that anyway.
You see, the issue at hand goes beyond trying to adjust the budget, which is my worry. I hope that the mandate is beyond just adjusting the budget. Yes, the 57 has become an impossibility or irrelevant right now. You need to adjust the budget, how much you need to spend, you need to adjust everything. But beyond that, that is not a solution. Don't forget. We're just trying to amend budget. That doesn't solve economic problem in reality.
Does that mean we can still fund the adjusted budget?
So it means we now need to look at the totality of the implication and begin to amend and take certain steps that will help us be in a stable position in spite of this crisis that is brewing. So, and the good thing about Nigeria is that we never lack the people who can help to make this happen. While some people are busy adjusting budget, there is an economic advisory committee made up of eminent people who can help to deliver the goods. Can we call them to action, use them for what they are capable of doing in this country?
I don't know. Let me go to Facebook and read some comments. Olaoluwa Alagbe says, does it mean Sanusi will be in Nasarawa till he dies? This is 2020. No, maybe before in those days.
Maybe lawyers are preparing papers as we speak.
I tell you. I can't wait for that part. Ikwe Benjamin, hi, Wemimo, good to see you. Thank you. Kachiku Oka, why do Nigerian leaders and political elite hate hearing the truth? Well, it's the truth. Were you the one who shared this on my Twitter handle yesterday? Said, enough my business.
Oh,
I love the pun. Someone shared that. I love the pun. Beautiful. Good morning, guys. The North have pressed the self-destruct button. Well, maybe not. Dr. Mrs. Malebara. Okay. Let me skip that and move on. Let's talk about the APC crisis. NWC says no faction. They said there are no factions.
Yes, this is the typical thing. Even when Sheriff and the other guy were fighting,
how can you? Isn't this obvious? Why deny what you can see?
But even the key actor himself, at a point, said there was no review him and Obaseki.
He said it was the media.
There was the journalists that were making stories. So these are all.
There goes the media.
Let them keep deceiving themselves.
I don't know how that solves the issue. APC crisis, party's deputy national publicity scribe seeks Buhari's intervention on the Daily Independent.
I'm not sure they will get it.
You think he won't intervene?
I don't think so. Historically,
because he can't please either of the parties.
Yes, if you look through the way the man takes party affairs, he doesn't put his mouth. He will just, even when it affected him negatively. Remember how all the NAS Assembly officials were elected in the last term, and he had nothing. They didn't say anything.
I think he just doesn't like talking.
He just doesn't. He doesn't like putting his hands or mouth in.
You guys settle or destruct.
Go and sort yourself out.
Wow. ASU begins 2 weeks warning strike. Says grows not only about IPPIS. Okay, maybe we'll bring them here to tell us more. APC crisis. NWC says, skip that. ASU. Why we embarked on 2 weeks warning strike by ASU from the Guardian newspaper. Daily Independent. ASU embarks on 2 week warning strike over demands. It's also over here on the Nation newspaper. Punch.
We know IPPIS is a critical part of it because there are. I think the finance minister is already saying people who do not register might not get paid at the end of the month. So I
think they didn't get paid for February.
We won't get for February. So we know what the trigger is. They have added the fact that some of the promises made on funding have not been fulfilled. So that might now be another major issue. But really, the way things are going, takes me back to the issue of looking at the economic impact of coronavirus, the crash in oil prices. It's not just oil price. When oil price crisis, apart from messing up the entire budget and the revenue of the government, you have the aviation industry that is critically affected. You have the hospitality and tourism totally in shambles. So the effect of all these are things that should preoccupy us right now. I hope we can take this as a distraction that it is and deal with it, put it aside. So if you can still call the ASU people, let's find out what can be done and what cannot be done. And whatever cannot be done, why can it not be done? And let everybody...
You think it's a bad time for ASU to go on strike?
I think it's a bad time. The government right now has a lot on its table to deal with. We're lucky.
They obviously can be talking...
We're lucky. Africa has not had the kind of major crisis that Italy and some part of the world are facing. So we shouldn't abuse that, I don't know, maybe it's favor that we have.
Well, let's talk about the economy and stories around this. Our Daily Independent, bigger story here. Oil plunge may push Nigeria to devalue Naira. I think Tuji Andrews had a conversation about this earlier in the week. Daily Trust, SEC to close Ponzi schemes, prosecute promoters. Also, similar story. Federal government proposes budget cut as projected oil price hovers around, guess what? $20.
Not $20. It's closed at 34 yesterday. So.
Yeah, but I mean, where did they get that out?
But you know, if you look at the plot, it's possible that during trading there was a point it touched 20. I've not looked at the graph, but it's possible. But it closed at 34.
AFDB approves $20 million for Nigeria's power transmission projects.
That sounds good.
Sounds good. Oil price fall. Federal government to slash 2020 budget. So, I was just thinking how this affects a lot of things. They already had too low budgeted for them. Education, health. So we're going to slash what we need in those areas.
That's part of what that committee will look at. Where is there any fat? If you ask me, the budget is already very lean. But then when you go into the typical details of our budget, you see a lot of wastages.
I hope they're slashing at the right point.
You can go there and remove all those unnecessary fat from where they are. And let's
I hope so. I hope we are going to remove the unnecessary ones.
The oil price crash also has implications for the timing of fuel subsidy removal. And it is something I don't think a better time will ever come again. We had the same opportunity some years ago. It has presented itself. Now, all we're talking about is the fact that, the subsidy being paid by government has reduced. But it's also an opportunity to deal with a critical matter that we have been unable to confront for several years.
Odofin, Abayomi on Twitter says, Sanusi Lamido, I respect him for being vocal and always speaking about the ills and underdevelopment in northern Nigeria. Let's see. Another one here. Sunday from Ireland. The removal of Sanusi is selfish interest so that no one can tell them that they are wrong. That's what Nigerians want. Look, the bill they want to pass on social media. Yeah, and that's on the headline somewhere here. If the government say they can't find those folks that flew into Nigeria alongside the individual currently kept in the isolated place in Lagos, why is it easy for them to go and arrest those who speak up against them? So somehow we're able to find those ones. Let me go quickly to Facebook. Rasak Abraham Idowu, good morning, Wemimo and Sanusi. Some people are condemning his vocality. I ask, who is the emir representing? Is it not the people? And should he keep quiet and allow his people die of avoidable causes that he could address? Good question there. 2 from WhatsApp. Kano created a law to remove him. The removal is a foretaste of social media bill. Femi. Yes, Nemesis has caught up with Sanusi. He ran Jonathan's government down. Now it's his turn and time. He spoke lies then. Now he has learned to speak the truth. No name.
That's quite unfortunate.
Yeah, quite unfortunate. Okay, let's see this one. There's a social media bill story somewhere here. Okay, CSOs, other stakeholders reject Senate's social media bill. PDP asks Nigerians to resist the bill. And you can see people here with banners and placards resist the social media bill. Dear National Assembly, make electoral reform your priority, not social media hate speech bill.
Who are they protecting? They're trying to protect themselves maybe from whatever damage might come from negative stories. Okay, and they also mention insecurity. You and I know that it all goes. I have to
roll my eyes on that one. If I hear, please.
The truth is, the bill is not a nice one.
And if you've not read
and it shouldn't be something that keeps us busy.
I don't understand.
This point in time.
I don't get it.
There are very serious. Even the mover of that thing is from Niger State. What is the internet penetration in Niger State? Maybe it would have been better if he can sponsor a bill that will help him address that, rather than coming out.
You think he would want there to be internet in his state?
Well, if he wants development for his people.
Well, he's at.
But he would rather gag people. That's my concern.
If you've not read the details of those bills, the social media and the hate speech bill, so summarily there's a part that says if you write something on social media, you could be fined between 3 million,
300,000, or 3 years in jail.
3 years in jail.
If you're corporate, it could be up to 10 million. Yeah, something like that.
Because they can tell you made people lose trust and confidence in the government.
Why is the government not the one taking the news to the people rather than waiting for social media to start invading everywhere? So you were doing something. Tell the people this is what we're doing here.
Be open about it.
So be open about it.
Leave no room for speculations. Let's talk about Lagos State on our way out. 2 killed, 8 injured as abattoir's fence collapses in Lagos. Sad story here.
That's horrible.
Lagos Assembly removes 2 officers, suspends 2. Lagos House, that's from the Punch. Lagos House of Assembly boils, sacked men replaced. That's the Nation newspaper.
It's interesting. Something is going on. I had 2
something
people
is going on.
who are suspended.
Something
but
is
the full detail of what is going on has not hit the air yet.
We'll be here. We'll be right here waiting for it. Guys, we're leaving you now, but we're back just after this break, and we're talking casualization. Someone told me that's big grammar. Really? Is there somebody listening who does not understand?
You need to further break it down.
Yeah, but there's someone who doesn't understand just casualization.
Yes, there are. Especially the people who are even the victims.
I've had some people send me messages on Twitter that they have experiences to share. I'll give you the phone numbers to call when we return from this break. Tell me, have you been working without a contract for so long? And I hear some people, they keep renewing your contracts. I even hear they review your salaries downward, just keep giving you paper. Well, let's talk about everything workplace after the break on the show. A senator brought a bill before the House to criminalize casualization. Let's talk about that.
I would like to join via the phone on that program at some point.
Stay here. We're back in a moment. Don't go away. I'm Wemimo Adewuni.